Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome into round number 6 of the 2025 MotoOption Supercross Championship live here on Start Your Systems TV. My name is Colin Brower, joining you guys solo this week. No Andrew Wood. I knew he was going to be away this week, so I was looking for a fill-in, but that's okay. I'm just going to solo this thing because I've done it a few times before, and I know how to do it. No problem. All right, so Detroit, we are one round into 250 East, of course, in the championship, already kicking off last week in Tampa. This is the 6th round of the 450 Supercross Championship coming up here this evening. So we're kind of in the thick of it a little bit. Obviously, East just getting underway, so got a cool sight last week seeing Ben Nerona pick up his first career 250 SX win. Now he gets to roll into Detroit this weekend with the red plate, and we're going to talk about that track that these guys will be racing here tonight. We'll talk about the qualifying times coming at you here in just a minute. But first off, just want to say thanks everybody for tuning in again this week. I know that once we get into the dog days of the championship, people start to tune out a little bit. Still a lot of you guys viewing 6 rounds into this series. So I appreciate you guys coming every week and supporting. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to the racers that go racing here every night, or every Wednesday night, I should say. So yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. It's a lot of fun when you guys hang out and make the broadcast really honestly just that much more kind of special. And I don't know, I just genuinely enjoy streaming when there's a lot of you guys here. So let's talk about qualifying. I'm not going to sit around here and beat around the bush too much longer. Let's talk about what's been going on in this 450 class, and we'll scooch in a little bit so we can see these a little bit better. But Braden Carter looks like he has gone fastest at a 50.5. Interesting. I theorized we might dip below the 50s when I was doing my laps earlier today. Usually I'm about 4 to 5 seconds off the pace. I was able to run a 55.2, and then these guys went 50.5. So pretty close to what I thought. I think we might see, as the track wears in throughout the night show, these guys dip down into the 49s, honestly, because as the ruts get deeper and better from everyone wearing it in nicely, I think they'll go slightly faster, but still 50.5. 50.6, 50.7s. It's all very close at the top. And Eaglin, Shirley, Balzer, Sullivan, kind of the guys we expect up front are there. Interesting to see this name right here, Payson Johnson, who remember retired, quote unquote, from the game after winning the national championship in 2024. He has done this a couple times, though, where he has showed up and qualified and then not raced. So hopefully we do see him actually race tonight. It'd be a lot of fun to see the 2-time national champ go to battle against some of these other guys. And let's see, what is our cutoff time tonight down in the 40th spot? Spencer Turley at a 52.9. So some big names not making it again this week. Chase Blakely, Jeremy Smith, Brandon Larson, just to name a few. Down here, not making it in. Nick Thomas Tunis, bummer. Home race for him. No race for Nicky T here this evening. Cade Matherly, after a hellaciously good comeback from barely making it, I mean by the skin of his teeth, out of the last chance qualifier last week in Tampa, gets all the way back to P2 in the main event. Thrilling comeback, no question about it, and then comes right into Detroit and qualifies fastest. So he is riding the momentum from that ride all the way back to the front. Austin Schaefer about 6 tenths back of him in second. Hollenbeck, Cepeda, Hewen, Pardello, Shields, and then P8 is our current points leader, Ben Nerona, who won the Tampa opener last week. So 52.7 cutoff time for the 250 class tonight, a 55.6 out of Jaden Gomez. So just shows you a little bit of the variance right there, about 3 seconds from top to our 40th fastest qualifier in 250 SX East. And yeah, cool to see. All right, so if you've been with us the last 5 rounds, basically, you've known that it's starting to become a 2-horse race in this 450 SX championship. Braden Carter up 8 points on Colby Eaglin. Eaglin just keeps hanging tough, even though Carter has been winning a majority of the races. He's won 3 of the first 5 rounds, and Eaglin did get his first win, back at Glendale, but Carter has been the one that has been getting the wins. So Eaglin's got to fight back tonight in Detroit, try to win this week if he can. But 8 points between them. So we'll see if this trend continues and if anybody else can get up there and spoil the victors a little bit, because these guys, like I said, have been breaking away. Balzer now slots into third in the championship ahead of Luke Sullivan and Seth Shirley, because, crucially, Alexis Leclerc, who was third in the championship entering Tampa, did not make the main event out of the Tampa race and drops all the way back to 6th in the standings. He is still right there within a shot for trying to get into third again. But yeah, definitely a bummer to see the 7 machine drop down the order a little bit. And then, of course, 250 East kicked off last weekend, like we mentioned. Ben Nerona, Cade Matherly, Emmanuel Cepeda, your 1, 2, 3 podium finishers from the opening round. Johnny Pedoni, Tyler Shields, Austin Partolo looked really good, but a little bit inconsistent. We'll see if he can rebound this week. And if any of these other guys can maybe jump back up there as well. Bodie Parker, expected to be one of those guys that could contend for a title. Rough 9th place finish for him at this opening round. We've seen Talon Zollers be in the mix before. He was 15th at the opener. And then, of course, a lot of other guys that I think will expect to contend moving forward down the order. But it is all of them chasing Ben Nerona here into Detroit. So let's go ahead and take a look at this racetrack. And looks like they're working on trying to get the website dialed in. So let's talk you guys through this racetrack here tonight in Detroit. I want to try to go to our game. I want to see if this works this week. It's been glitching in the past, but I want to see if you guys can actually see it okay this week. It looks like it's actually coming through all right. So if you see glitching on the screen, let me know. But finally getting our game capture to work. All right, so right-handed first corner, little option lines right here. I think we're going to see most guys do that 2-2-3 into the corner, but you can see some guys check up and then get up onto that as a step-on, step-off into the corner. Tricky whoop section. They're peaky, just like Tampa, but you get a little bit better run into them off of that roller. Triple out of this corner into a Supercross triple, and then a sand section that I personally believe most guys will start going outside in, and they'll develop a nice line right there, but we might see some inside options. Up over the finish line jump out of a tight little double coming out of the sand. U-turn through the Race Tech banners down into this other section of the racetrack across the start. I think most people will want to go inside over table right here, but we'll check out a couple different options if I got some time. 3 basically through there after you do that. A couple different options here. You could go over this table. You could step on, step off double. Could go inside, go over the table triple. Out of this corner, I think it's pretty obvious you're going to go 3-1 right here. Some guys, of course, will want to go 2-2, but I think most people will be 3ing that, and then back through the first turn complex, and that is a lap here in Detroit. So pretty straightforward track, not a lot of long rhythm lanes to cause separation. So because of that, we might end up having a little bit closer racing here tonight, but it also might be that much more critical to not have any mistakes and just put your full 15 or 20 minute main event together. No Triple Crowns tonight, no East-West Showdowns, nothing of that sort. It is just a cold, hard, and fast race here in the Motor City, and can't wait to see what these guys are able to put down. Cheeky little 57 flat. Of course, I'm still like 4 seconds off qualifying. So here's an option line right here. Like I said, you could go out here and then triple onto this table, step off, and then you get a 3 right here, and then you're able to double to the inside right here, and it allows you to take that and step up onto this little plateau. Or you could roll it, go down the back side of this, and then 3 into the corner. Almost got it, not quite able to do that. And then, like I said, I just don't think I'm going to see many people doubling in right here to do this double out. I think you're going to see people trying to get over that big single and effectively triple in. And I tried to play with a couple different options like tire tapping this and stuff like that today, but honestly, the way that they built the rollers out of turn 1 this week, it's very simple to just kind of 2-2-3 into the corner, and I don't foresee anybody doing anything massively different. I mean, obviously you can roll this double and then I guess maybe try to pop a quad or step on, step off, but I think for the most part we're going to see a few pretty straightforward lines. I think the whoops will be a bit of a make or break tonight for guys being able to get through them cleanly. And then the rest of the track is up to you not to make many mistakes. So that is Detroit, round 6 of MotoOption SX that we will go racing on here in just a moment. Looks like they're trying to get UIDs grabbed, trying to get people off the website so that they can make sure. I closed out of it. I'm off the website, not over here on the website anymore. So I guess while we're just kind of hanging out, we could do a little bit of a Q&A. Anybody got some fun questions to throw my way, let me know. I didn't even realize you could go 2-4-4 through here, but that's another option right there. And then, like I said, possibly over the table, step on, step off. Yeah, so just some option lines here tonight. Austin Schaefer about to deliver is what you guys are theorizing in chat. And Reno Bandino, let's see, 47th in quali again. He's officially washed. Sucks to be Reno Bandino. Whoa, they put me on the gate. This is not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. Put me on the gate, but we'll put on a show, I suppose. I know, geez, the kids are fast in this game, no question about it. Making me feel older by the day. Alright, so now that they put me on the gate, I might as well show the people in the server what the track looks like. I don't need to show them. They've been just mobbing this track for last half hour or so they know what they're going up against here tonight in Detroit, and they know that those whoops are not supposed to be gone through like that. Why don't you run the 25 replacement pack? Honestly, that just boils down to like every 4th year I think about a replacement pack, and it's been about 3 since I've done it. So next year we'll get that replacement pack dialed. No problemo. Promise you guys we'll get there, no problem. What's up, JVL? How's it going? JMMX over on Twitch says number 44 for the win. And yeah, fam is all good, so appreciate the shout out there. But yeah, 44 of Seth Shirley. We'll see if he picks up the dub tonight, looking for his first win of the season. Deadwave over on YouTube wants to know my thoughts on many big names are out in the IRL SX. Yeah, I mean, it sucks, honestly. Like, I hated how many times I had to tweet in the last few days that riders are out injured. Eli Tomac broken fibula. Hunter Lawrence torn labrum, got surgery on it or is getting surgery on it. Even has some cracks in his humerus. Daxton Bennett crashed at the goat farm, knocked himself out silly. He's out for Detroit. Yeah, names just keep stacking up. It just is not a fun time watching these guys go down. Of course, our buddy Cade Clayson, who jumped in the booth with us for round 2 of this championship, or sorry, round 2, actually broke his radius in his left arm over the weekend and is getting surgery on it this Friday. So best of luck to our guy Cade. Hopefully he can make it back before the season is over. But yeah, always hate seeing these guys go down. It's been such a bummer, honestly. I feel like a lot of the air has been already kind of sucked out of the series with some of these instances, and I hope for our sake that that's kind of the last of it and we don't have any more, and we can see, you know, Sexton versus Webb, and hopefully still kind of like Roxon and maybe a couple other guys get up there in the 450 class. And then, yeah, 250 class wise, certainly don't want anybody else going out, and we still have a good title fight going on over there. So, yep, bummer deal for sure. Can I get Volan to sign your forehead at Daytona? I mean, I'll be at Daytona, so I'll certainly try my best. And come on by the club rig, and we'll try to see if we can get Max come on outside and sign some foreheads. I don't know what the most interesting thing I've ever heard of him say that he signed before. I had someone sign their foot this weekend. It was not Max. I forget who I was talking to. Maybe Justin Starling said that they signed a foot this weekend, so that's interesting. But yeah. So thanks for the questions. Yes, I am coming to Birmingham as well. I'm going to try to get to more questions after Heat 2, or Heat 1, I should say, but 250 Heat 1 is going to the gates. So we are ready and raring here tonight to kick things off for round 6 of MotoOption Supercross. 250 East, Heat number 1, top 9 go to the main event. Alec Horn, Branson, Padani, Pilsner, Mark, Harris, Crotty, Partolo, Davis, Schaefer, Now, Hewen, Boardman, Kazarian, Gummison, Shields, Lizaraga, Smiley, Rockefeller, and Kefa heading to the line. Here we go. It's 250 Heat 1 from Detroit coming at you as we launch out of the gate. 35 machine gets a nose on Alec Horn by just a smidge. It is Johnny Padani who's going to lead us into turn number 1. Does he lead him out? Yes, he does. It's Partolo on the 14 right there with Alec Horn on the 37 going down, and I think he got clipped. Not sure who that was as Cody Branson scoots by up into the 2 spot. So it's Padani from Branson, Jared Gummison, Tyler Shields, Joseph Pilsner, Will Now, Austin Schaefer, Bryce Lizaraga, Kazarian up inside of the top 9 spots as we work our way through the sand on lap 1. But always fast as he is out of the gate, Johnny Tsunami out front for Underground RC on the Yamaha down past the mechanics area. And we're going to see these split options for the first lap right here. Padani inside over table. You can see that actually Branson closes up a little bit, but then has to double out to the inside here and loses a little bit of that ground that he gains. So interesting to see how these options play out, but Branson might be a bit of a sitting duck right here as here comes Tyler Shields. The number 217 Covenant ride on that Fantic has closed the gap down, and he is on the prowl. Sorry, I do not have Cody Branson or Jared Gummison's skins. I tried to take one cursory look at my DMs and the forums before we got underway tonight and download everything I've seen since last week, but maybe I missed a few, so apologies to those guys. Branson's still getting absolutely filthy on the Supercross triple as he's sandwiched between Padani and Branson here to complete lap number 2. Lap times in those mid-50 range, 55 flat for our leader, 54.7 for Tyler Shields in 3rd place on that 217. Going to work on Branson, trying to get into this 2 spot. Now out front, Padani has made a mistake, and these guys are going to close right up on him. All to the inside. Look at Shields stepping onto the table. He's trying to go to the race lead around all of them, and he's got it. Look at that, and Branson even block passes Padani as well to move into 2nd place. Very, very good move right there. Now Shields slides out. Branson slides through around the outside to go into the race lead. And now 3 riders nose to tail as Branson's going to come up short. And look at that. Shields down the inside. Passes both of them. Padani swings to the outside trying to get the lead back. And he's got it. Amazing that none of them actually hit in that corner. And Padani goes back to the lead. Great action here in Detroit to kick things off in 250 East Heat number 1. So Padani now ahead of Shields, Branson, Gummison, and Schaefer. Up off the front here to start things off. Almost halfway through this heat race. Time is flying by, but this is a great fight between these guys. And now we're seeing option lines here. Shields not going to get through it very cleanly. And actually, neither did Padani as Branson fights back and he goes back to the race lead. Here's Shields trying to jump by them both. Let's see if he cuts to the inside to get it back. Dive bombs. Branson doesn't get him. And they're rubbing into each other. And Shields goes down. Oh my goodness, it felt like it was going to happen that way sooner or later. No way they could run that close together and not hit the deck at some point. But Branson retakes the race lead. Gummison shoots by into 3rd as Austin Schaefer moves up to 4th. He's dealing with Shields there in the background as they battle each other, a couple the Covenant Fantic teammates. And look at the fight between these two guys as they close the gap down on Gummison. In fact, the fight for the lead is a good one. Branson dealing with the heat once again from Padani. Dooley's over the finish line jump, and Padani comes up a bit short. So Branson gets that gap back. And shout out Logan Carnow, who I talked to on Track Walk at Tampa, said he's been watching every single week, loving the dualies. He's going to love this pass for the lead again if it happens down the inside. And this time Padani completely comes to a stop to shut the door. But watch out. Here comes Jared Gummison to the outside, trying to get by both of them. Now Branson tails in right behind Padani. He might jump back to the inside again. He's going to think about it. Padani tried to cut it off, and Gummison slices almost through both of them as Branson goes back into the race lead. Unbelievable action in 250 heat number 1. Doesn't get much better than this, and now 4 riders nose to tail as Branson gets a little wayward in the whoops. So it's Branson, Gummison, Padani, and Schaefer just off the back of this group here. As now Branson gets sideways in the sand. Here's Jared Gummison to the race lead. And now side by side, Padani over the finish line jump. Dooley's, Triley's over the finish line. And there's still nose to tail coming out. Inside line for Padani. Can he make this one work as Branson triples onto the table? They almost all hit each other as Padani goes back to the lead. And here comes Schaefer trying to jump into the fray as well. He's going to go to the outside, try to jump up onto this table to get by Branson, who's had his life flash before his eyes, going from the lead back to 4th in one foul swoop. And suddenly it's Padani back out front. Look at these 4 riders still going at it. Now can Padani lock this thing down into the final minute of this one? Oh, over the bars in the background, Branson tosses it away. Ben Kafa goes by. There's Branson also shooting back through into 5th, and a couple more guys going by. Alec Horn, one of them, there on the 37. Jack Mark. And, oh, we got riders down in the sand. That's Gummison from the race lead. Oh, my goodness. They just can't beat it. And now they've got all these guys still battling each other as Horn goes for the block pass on Gummison. Jack Mark able to scoot forward. And now Padani's got himself a very comfortable 6-second gap out front. And it's all pretty much nose to tail back there as down goes Schaefer on the inside. Ben Kafa now moving up into the 2 spot. Schaefer goes for that triple out. Comes up a tad short. So double through there. And look at this train of riders going through that section. It's pretty clear Padani's got away with this thing. It's Kafa, Schaefer, Pilsner, Mark, Gummison, Horn, Branson. That is 2nd through 8 nose to tail. And now Shields is in the final transfer spot trying to hang on to it. Got to be careful, though, because Connor Smiley and Austin Partolo are throwing dualies side by side back there, and Partolo lays it down on the inside. So now it's up to Connor Smiley as a white flag waves to close this gap down. I want to keep an eye on what's going on up here as Alec Horn shows a block pass there to Jared Gummison. And meanwhile, Cody Branson's jumping over the top of both of them trying to get by. Pilsner working on Schaefer, and that's a battle for 4th. Not quite able to make a move just yet, but who knows in the final couple of corners what could happen in this group. As Kafa just off the front of it, trying to hold steady in 2nd place. All right, so after all that, Johnny Padani sneaks away from this one. And the Underground RC Yamaha takes 250 heat number 1, Johnny Padani up front. It's Kafa second, Jack Mark third. Schaefer slides out in the sand on entry. Can he hold on to fourth? Bar to bar to the finish line alongside Joseph Pilsner. And Pilsner's going to get it. Alec Horn ends up 6th, Branson 7th, Gummison 8th, and Shields does get through in 9th. So Will now, first rider, headed to the LCQ. He's going to head there with Seth Crotty, Connor Smiley, Kyle Boardman, Aaron Rockefeller, Devin Davis, Riley Hewen, Austin Partolo, Bryce Lizarraga, Jake Kazarian, and Christopher Harris. What a heat race, man. Good one to kick off the night here in Detroit. Doesn't get much better than a 4-rider battle for the win. But in the end, it is this man, Johnny Padani, who gets away and takes 250 East heat number 1. Wow, good stuff. And it can only go up from here, I feel like, because now we get into our East heat number 2, which has our points leader and the man sitting second in the championship and your fastest qualifier, Cade Matherly, going up against Ben Nerona. Yeah, great racing to kick off the night. Good to see my man Troy Jan hanging out in the Twitch chat. I mean, he's got absolutely bonkers amount of YouTube subs, but then he goes over to Twitch to hang on out. Also got the man Devin Simonson hanging out. Good to see him hanging in here as well. Hope he's on the mend and healing up all right. But what a great race to start things off here tonight. And yeah, so I believe Gummison's all fun thing is Faulkner's all fun, if I have this correct. I know Faulkner has watched the streams before. Him and his vlogger Gas do watch the streams from time to time, and I only know that because Faulkner himself like literally called me aside one time and said that he does. So I don't know if he's watched it tonight, but I do know that he's watched before, so I think that he's kind of into the sim scene a little bit, just enough that his brand All Fun makes it into the game as well. So yeah, I do think that that is the Faulkner's All Fun. What is up, Dizzle? Thank you so much for subbing up at Tier 1 your second month. Appreciate it. Hope all is going well. Love to follow along with how your progress has been in ARL SX. Now you guys got to figure out how to not write a beta. But been good to see the results flowing in of late, and appreciate the support with the Tier 1 sub. There's the shiny red plates on the 38 of Ben Nerona. Looking sharp. Honestly, that is a clean setup. Firepower, Husqvarna. Didn't see what gear that was, but nice stuff. Hey, Carl Novak also subbing up his 8th month. Appreciate it, man. Loving the support from you guys week after week. You guys bring it. And can't thank you guys enough for the continued support. All right, 250 Heat 2's ready to go. That 30 card is moving off your screen, and the gates are going down. It's Heat 2 in Detroit coming at you. So these guys fire out of the gate. Who gets a nose? The 70 machine of Emmett Sun's trying to get there first, but he's going to get pushed out by the 26 of Colin Allen. Been a while for sure, but he gets the whole shot in this one. No idea what team he's going to be rocking this year, but Colin Allen is out front. Sundin second, Gerst in third, Snyder, Jonah Paquette up there as well. I see Cade Matherly down again out of turn number 2, as he always seems to be. Oh, and a big pileup right here. That is tough right there. A lot of guys going to get stacked up. You guys able to split on through. Antonio Velati almost landed on Jonah Paquette right there. And there is Ben Nerona, our championship leader, 11th at the end of lap number 1. And wouldn't you know it, Cade Matherly 16th. If there's anything that Cade doesn't have going for him in MX Simulator, it is starts. And honestly, it was one of the things that killed him in the outdoor championship that he was going after in 2024 were his starts. So something going on over the 25 camp, not getting out of the gate well enough. We'll see if he's able to slice through and not have to go to the LCQ this week. And also Ben Nerona having a bit of a tough luck right here, but he's going to move his way into 10th. Evan Cormack just ahead of him in 9th. And for Nerona, who came into the season riding a high, felt like he had the confidence to go out and do some damage in this championship. And wouldn't you know it, he wins the first round of 250 East. So certainly made true on that kind of promise that he made at the beginning of the season. Right now he's got some work to do. Cepeda, Snyder, Cormack, Tyler Moore, Jonah Paquette all right in front of him. Speak back out front at our race leader, Ethan Gerst. out in front of this one, but not for long. There it goes. Colin Allen back into the race lead on the 26. So Allen, who I think last time we saw him, if I have it correct, was a field ski and snowboard rider. I don't know if he is no longer on the team or just hasn't been racing enough that he doesn't have his skins with the team or what the deal is. No clue. But we do get to talk about this man, Bodie Parker. Mentioned him in our pre-race show here tonight. Did not get off to the start he was hoping for at Tampa. Ends up 9th at the opening round. But doesn't have that low 29 two-digit number without doing some damage in the past. And we expect him to be up here, as do expect Colin Allen to be up here. But did not see him at the opening round, did we see the number 26 machine. So now just out here trying to go for race wins, it looks like. But going to deal with some heat before long as Bodie Parker works to close that gap down. What is up, MX Holmes? Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone is good tonight. Let me know what you guys are having to drink in chat right now. I got my fresh water, as I always do, keeping the voice fresh. Anyone having a nice soda? Oh, as Colin Allen slides out, runs into the tough blocks. Interesting crash right there. But able to get up still in second, so now it's Parker to the lead, and then we got some chaos as Ethan Gerst gets shoved into the Davalos bales. Antonio Velati taking no prisoners right there. No idea what that was about, but look at this chaos. Gerst is going to get up in 7th. Timor in 8th, but he's going down. Watch out, Jonah Paquette's right here. Oh, and Nerona and Matherly actually got into each other. Matherly picking it up. He's on that KTM, the Twizy ride, going out of screen right here. He's going to have to double the Supercross triple, but as Nerona had checked up to not run into that crash, it looks like Matherly just kind of teed him up without really trying to at the end of the whoops. Unfortunate, but yeah, now Matherly has more work to do, and Nerona's down in 15th. So this could be some problems. All right, so we got Natty Lights, we got Coca-Cola, Jack and Coke, Crisp Coke, none of that diet stuff, Kool-Aid, double amaretto and Coke, nice, I like it. We also have Monster Mango, Choco Milk, like it, White Monster, Fresh Water, Mango Loco, and Oliver Svein says he should have been asleep 2 hours ago. It is 4 a.m. in Denmark, but we all know that Oliver Svein is here to root on his fellow Dane Rasmus Balzer in the 450 class coming up in a minute. So we appreciate the support no matter where you are in the world, but the commitment to be up until 4 a.m. and watch this action is bar none. Appreciate you, Oliver, for tuning in. All right, so this man, Garrett Hollenbeck, is in the final transfer spot, but Cade Matherly is starting to breathe down his neck. And let's see if the Twizy number 25 is able to do something about it. Inside line over the table. And then this 3-3 option, lands on him and goes down. Hollenbeck, I think, was just going to the normal inside line, and Matherly, I just guessed wrong on where he was headed. So Nerona goes by, and now this is turning into a bit of a nightmare. Oh, as Matherly almost gets teed up. Cormac was trying to knock Dylan Delaire to the deck right there, and then they almost hit Matherly. This turned into a bit of a nightmare, though, for Nerona and Matherly, who are 11th and 12th. This is 1st and 2nd last weekend in Tampa, running in 11th and 12th in the heat race right now. They have got to move forward, start making some passes, because the last thing they want to do is both be headed to the last chance qualifier. Nerona lays it down. Matherly's going to scoot by him to get back into 11th. And it's Christopher McPherson right here in 10th, but they got to get to this guy right here, Hollenbeck, who still is in the final transfer spot. Colin Allen leads from Emmett's son, Bodie Parker, Cepeda, Gerst, Zollers, Velati, Snyder, and then this man, Garrett Hollenbeck. And time is about to expire. Where is our leader, Colin Allen? So yes, time has expired. White flag is about to come out. We have only got 2 laps to go back here for these guys, really a lap and a half. And Hollenbeck's kind of riding away from them. There is no pressure whatsoever from behind. So if you're Maverick Snyder on the 15 or Talon Zollers on the 182, Antonio Velati, any of these guys, you're kind of just saying, like, yeah, stay up. This entire freight train of guys are going to make it through if they don't crash on this last lap. So there's no real reason to do something stupid here. But it is MX Simulator at the end of the day. And it's also the 250 class, so stupid is in their middle name sometimes. Antonio Vellotti checking up. Yeah, we're seeing some guys kind of doing some safe lines here just to make sure something dumb doesn't happen. Oh, like that as Snyder almost gets into the back of Hollenbeck. Meanwhile, up front, we got a battle for the win still going on. Look at this. Sun got by Colin Allen in the whoops on the last lap, and he's got it. Wow. Emmett Sun comes from behind to slice his way into the lead, and the Underground RC sweeping the heat races. Emmett Sun takes 250 Heat 2. Parker gets into second. Allen settles for third. Gers fourth. Vellotti fifth. Cepeda sixth. Zoller seventh. Snyder's down in eighth. Snyder is down in eighth, and Matherly's going to get it. Because of that crash, Cade Matherly goes through into P9. Wow. Doesn't have to go to the LCQ. He looks stoked about it. But still, how about this for the number 15 of Maverick Snyder? He's LCQ bound. Dominic Paolini, Dylan Dallaire, Christopher McPherson, Sonny Spicer, Evan Cormack, and critically, our points leader, Ben Nerona, are heading to the last chance qualifier. Well, that's not how you draw it up. After you win Tampa and you got the red plates on your bike, some say the red plates are heavy, and they appear to be severely heavy for Mr. Ben Nerona, as Jonah Paquette. Alex Heckman, look at that. Made it into the night show tonight. Good to see Heckman for his home race, Michigan native. Don't follow him on the socials. Check him out. Heckman2, I think, is all of his socials, or Heckman Productions. Just does a lot of shredding on Michigan tracks. I think he's got like almost all the Michigan tracks knocked off his list in the last few years. But it is Emmett Sun who takes the heat race victory. And like I said, Underground RC sweep. Well done for them. Good to see that stuff as well. All right, so we got people drinking water, body armor. I think that's not a good idea. Anybody else still talking about stuff? Jaden, what is that? Just barely got out lecture, busting down some bean burritos, and Kellen's voice, life is good. I mean, honestly, just pull that quote out, put it on a canvas, and hang it in the Louvre. I think that's the way we do it right there. Yeah, we got Tito's sweet tea. I like it. Like I said, though, I've got my healthy water right here. We're saving the voice. I got to get on a plane tomorrow to go to Detroit, so just have my water. Shout out to Super Motocross World Championship. So, yeah. Staying hydrated. Let me move you guys off the screen here. This chat box, not really in the good spot right there. There you go. You can go hang out over here with my bookshelf. Good stuff. All right. 450 heat number 1 coming up. Let's get you guys that graphic on screen so we can make sure the folks following along at home know what's coming. And I don't know why, but someone just messaged me in my Discord. Who is it and why? Okay. Sorry. Oh, man, I see what's going on in Discord, and this is funny. But dad life always coming up and biting. That's the way it goes. I miss you too, Colin Allen. Good to see you back. My buddy A-Wood hanging out in the chat. All right, so 450 Heat 1 is on the gate, and we are Lag City right now. I don't know what is going on. I hope that's not on my end. Very frustrating if it is, because then I'd have to turn my graphics down again. Do-do-do-do-do-do. All right. 450 Heat 1 coming up. Here we go. Bryce Whelan, Schiabro, Sullivan, Stevenson, Heilman, Leitzel, Hall, Burns, Chousey, Brion, Balzer, Hubbard, Tharp, Shirley, Lang, Hunt, Sellen, Blakely, Show, and Tanner Rogers. Where is my guy, Jacob Hubbard? He is just outside of the box. Let's see if he can hole shot from there. Here's a view of the gate for 450 Heat number 1 in Detroit. Who gets a hole shot? Let's find out. We are racing in the Motor City. Oh, Hubbard hits the gate. Hubbard hits the gate, and it's a land rush outside the District Designs 48 of Jeremy Schiabro comes through to get the hole shot. Step on, step off, and into the race lead, and we do indeed have a little bit of lag going on. So thanks to whoever's 4K skins are in my folder causing this lag. We're going to have to lower our graphics after this race. So Schiabro leads, Tanner Rogers, Bryce Whelan, Xander Brion, Trevor Burns, and then Hubbard came through pretty nicely from hitting the gate, but they're all chasing Squidbro out front. Hashtag Chase B is gnarly. We all agree with that sentiment, no question about it. Schiabro, longtime sim veteran though. Cool to see him out front, but not for long. Here comes Tanner Rogers to the outside. Schiabro almost through the front door. He's going to almost go down and come to a stop on that single jump, but lose a lot of time. And Rogers goes to the race lead. The RPF FamMX.com machine out front. What kind of bike is this, actually? Triumph. Yes. I should have known that by the black and yellow. But you just never know. Some guys run some interesting designs. So Rogers, wheeling, and who just went down? Trevor Burns down at the end of the whoops on the 32. Tough break for Trogman. Luke Sullivan going by, getting one of his patented terrible starts. T-Lang shooting through as well, the 18 of Hayden Stevenson. So T-Burns nestles back in P12. Bubble spot right now for this man, the German Nick Sellen, multi-time EMF race winner. And someone in chat will let me know if he's a champ or not, but I know he does win a lot over on the EMF circuit and the EU side of RF. Oh man, Oliver Svein here watching his guy Rasmus Balls are circulating dead last right now. You hate to see it as Sellen jumps past Leitzel, and so too does Luke Sullivan. That is a change for the transfer spot. There you go, Clintos. Multi-time champ for Nick Sellen. I thought so. Oh, Leitzel down. Logan Leitzel hitting the deck. Things you hate to see. It's that right there. And then he gets hit from behind, the 23 machine coming in there, doing some damage. That's Braden Tharp, of course. Our 250 West points leader out here on the East Coast. Trying to mix it up with the big dogs. Seth Shirley coming through in the 6th spot now. As it's still Rogers from Brion, Hubbard, Whelan, and Schiabro before we get to this man. Now, Shirley last week had a dreadful main event, as that is Whelan down on the outside, and a lot of positions going to be lost right there. He's going to go all the way back even further now as he slides out getting going. He's back to 14th place. Shows you how close everything still is, even about halfway through this race, as Burns goes down. Got help there by John Heilman. John Heilman, not sure if there's some beef, but just gave a little nudge there to Trevor Burns. Put him down. Tough break right there for Trogman. And your current transfer spot right now is this man, T-Lang, who almost goes over the bars. Somehow, some way, 450 guys looking a little unstable compared to our 250 East riders here tonight. Oh gosh, Lang almost through the front door again. And Lang is a past 450 motocross champion in this game. Has never really seemed to be too comfortable in Supercross, so we don't expect him to totally crush it, but he's a former race winner in this class, so almost going through the front door twice in a span of about 3 corners is a little rough. As you see, Sully trying an outside line on Chase B. That doesn't work. And then T-Lang thought about an inside move, but backed out of the challenge. So watch out, because here comes Hayden Stevenson on the 18 in the background. He is 10th and would like to get into the 9th position. So this is a great fight. Oh, Lang getting sideways. Oh, thinks about it on his teammate right there. The JIBR.co Yamaha program. Just hanging on to the transfer spots by the skin of their teeth right now. Look at the sand run there for T-Lang, and getting up from his crash right there is Seth Shirley. ShopFreddy.com, number 44, went down. So Stevenson now in the final spot. Rogers and Hubbard out front. We'll get to that battle in a minute, because Hubbard just ran a 53 flat and he's closing it down. But this stuff back here is also very good. And now Stevenson, another mistake. Heilman through into 10th. Let's go back out front and see what's going on here. There is Rogers, and there is Hubbard. Former teammates, Phil Ski and Snowboard program last year. Hubbard going for a ride in the whoops. Nice save. Getting out of shape like Deegan at San Diego this year, but pulls it back together nicely. So Hubbo still chasing Rogers down, about 2.5 back. Very clean through the inside right there. And also a home race for this man right here, Jacob Hubbard, out of Matawan, Michigan. Anyone know where that is if you're a Michigan local? Oh, look at this. Thought about it on his former teammate, but then almost gets into the back of him. It's a little bit of that front end lock. Ooh, look at that line. Actually jumping up onto the table from that third single in a row there. All right, so we're coming down to the nitty-gritty here. These guys might get an extra lap, though. 6 minutes plus a lap in this race. We are at 8, 7, 6, 5. They had 5 seconds left on the clock as they checked in over the boards this time. And we're in for a fight out front. Hubbo lives about an hour from Redbud, so there you go. Kind of more would be West Michigan, because get all the way across state's about 3 hours. Wonder if he's going to be in Detroit this weekend, if anyone knows. But either way, trying to get this heat race done in his home race. Putting the pressure on Tanner Rogers. Oh, that's not good. Down out of second place. And now this is Rogers' race to lose. So Xander Brion goes by. Who else went through? Was that another position? No, just Brion. Hubbard gets up third. Schiabro fourth. Blakely fifth. Sullivan sixth. Shirley now back into seventh. Heilman eighth. And Caleb Hall is now ninth. So outside looking in, Hayden Stevenson, T-Lang, Tharp, Whelan, Show, Balzer. Now 15th for Balzer. So he's closing up, but might be LCQ bound regardless. Or maybe we're going to have some absolute chaos on this final lap, because here comes Hayden Stevenson putting the heat on Caleb Hall. White flag is in the air. Our race leader Tanner Rogers out front trying to bring this home, but for Caleb Hall, he's just trying to hold off a hard charging Hayden Stevenson. That's not going to help. Slides out around the outside of that berm. And Stevenson now goes on the bubble spot. Look at this fight, though. T-Lang and Tharp going at it. And then Whelan just in the background. Balzer goes 51.3 for the fastest lap of the race in 15th place. Look at Rogers jumping by Caleb Hall. Still has to go run Stevenson down as we got chaos going on in the background. Oh, Bryce Whelan gets tagged. Tharp goes by. Meanwhile, up front, first heat race win of the year. Tanner Rogers takes it here in Detroit. Brion second. Hubbard down for the flag will settle back a ways as there goes Sully and Shirley going by. Fourth and fifth. Schiabro ends up third. Hubbard sixth. Heilman seventh. Blakely eighth. Stevenson trying to hold on for ninth as T-Lang just there in the background. So good in the sand, but it is Hayden Stevenson going through into the main event. T-Lang misses out. Hall misses out. Balzer, Tharp, Show, Whelan, Selin, Hunt, Burns, Chelsea, Leitzel. I do not want to be in this 450 LCQ tonight if I am anybody else in the other heat race right now, because this is pretty dang stacked. All right, so let's lower some of these graphics and come on back. Hopefully this works. Yeah, that is going to be stacked as all stacked. Leitzel, former 250 national champion. Burns, multi-time race winner. Hunt, a former 250 race winner. Nick Selin, multi-time 450 EU champ. I mean, the names in that LCQ, it goes on and on. Braden Tharp, our current 250 West Championship leader, also there. Insane. And waited almost an hour to finally be able to say this after we brought it in on the show as a potential, but I can now confirm because I see his name in the lineup. Payson Johnson is racing tonight, people. He is going to the line here for 450 heat number 2. And so we finally get to see the 51 machine the first time this season that the 51 will grace his presence here in MotoOption Supercross. Going to the gate against Nick Thomasuna, Seth Carr, Caden Speck, Colby Eaglin, Braden Castellaneta, Cassius Woods, Jax Lindsay, Brandon Cocroft, Wyatt Grant, Blake O'Brien, Jeremy Siebold, Pablo Vial, Ash Deering, the reigning champ Braden Carter's in this one, Frank Jackson, Evan Vanderkoy, Joey Carter, Alexis Leclerc, and Rogan McIntosh make up the runners here for 450 heat number 2. We got some questions. Oliver Svein needs a 250 SX suspension if anyone has it, so shoot it over to Oliver Svein. And Clibby says Sullivan surely has the laggy skins, or at least one of them. All right, so I got to take out the JIBR and Shop Freddy packs. Try to make them work. So I'm not sure what's going on right there, but we'll figure it out. And now see Troy Jan, he was over on Twitch. Now he's graced us with his presence over here on YouTube. So he plays both sides, if you will. He likes to hang out with the streamy boys. He likes to hang out with the Tubi boys. And I respect that. All right. think we should be dialed, not have to disconnect anymore. Hopefully not. Always hate having to do that. Causes it to go a little bit longer for you people. But honestly, we're kind of flying through stuff tonight. This heat race is going to be done well before the half hour. So we're going to be into the LCQs. We might be done. I mean, we borderline could be done with both LCQs before the half hour. Short show tonight, apparently. They're running through it. All 7 monitors with MotoOption Supercross POVs. So that means you're watching my stream, probably Carter's stream, Sully. Does Cade stream? I don't know if Cade streams or not. I don't think he does. Who else streams? Tharp does sometimes. I don't know if he is tonight. Trying to think who else that I always forget does. But then I go check out the streams later and I see them doing it. All right. Am I going to have to seriously disconnect and reconnect again? Oh, yeah, because I was loading the old skins and I have to reload the new ones. All right, here we go. Sorry, everyone in the server waiting for me. You had to wait 2 whole minutes. I apologize. Now we can go racing. Look at Carter running the red on red with the black. Are those pink boots or red? I can't tell. I think pink. But on the red, they just kind of blend in. Kind of a sick kit, though. Like it. Oh, Trog streaming the heat race right now. There you go. So T-Burn's also streaming. I like it. We're all over the board. All right, final heat race of the night. 450 heat number 2. Top 9 go to the main event. Everybody else headed to that dreaded last chance qualifier. Who's it going to be? Let's find out. Heat 2 in Detroit is off and running. Good start for a couple of those KTMs. The 20 machine's going to poke his nose out, but going in deep and taking almost all of them down was someone on a Husky. Colby Eaglin through the inside gets the whole shot, but Joey Carter's trying to take the race lead. Let's see if he does. Yes, he does. Joey Carter, Dr. Do Racing out front on the 83. Eaglin back into second place. What has Joey Carter got for us on the Super Triple first lap in the race lead? Just a nice whip. I like it. He's all business here tonight, people. Eaglin into the 2 spot ahead of Evmove, who almost gets sliced up by Eaglin going for a wild ride right there. Frank Jackson moves up into the 3 spot. So Evmove 4th, Leclerc in 5th, kind of slams the door on someone who ends up going down. Speck 6th, Siebold 7th, Jax Lindsay 8th, and Deering, I think, was the rider who hit the deck. He's 9th, just ahead of Carter, rounding out our top 10. So some big names. Payson Johnson back in 17th, Seth Carr 15th for the number 6. As let's see if Carter gets this pass done. A lot of riders down. Oh, dear. Oh, Carter into the Davalos bales. That could have been sketchy. Hangs on to 8th. How about Nikki T up in a transfer spot right now? Home race for White Lightning right here. Blake O'Brien on the 64, who led a little bit of the main last week in Tampa, is trying to get that spot back, though. See if he does so in the whoops. Oh, Thomas-Unis is hopping. Oh, that last whoop gave him a little kick that saved it. Now he's rubbing number plates here. Dooley's on the triple there with O'Brien, and they made a pass along the way, so Thomas-Unis actually maintains 9th instead of losing P9. And these guys still going at it. Love it. Good fights all around. Carter leads this thing by 5 seconds, and that's Joey Carter for those keeping tabs at home as Thomas-Unis gets hung up in the corner. There's Payson Johnson. Connect visual this time around, getting passed up by Cassius Woods, getting landed on by Colby Eaglin. Wow, Eaglin's found his way all the way back here. And the District Designs team of Eaglin and Seth Carr are feeling it right now. For some reason, they are buried, and they're back here with the 20 of Pablo Vial as Payson Johnson still runs in 12th. He's doing tire tap triples right there. Thomas-Unis is trying to hold on to this spot. Cash Woods going after him, trying to square off the corner. Thomas-Unis defensive in the sand and then goes down. Castellaneta goes by. Johnson trying to slice through them all. Gets into Castellaneta and slides out. Stays on 2 wheels though. So that's actually BAC Braden Castellaneta going into the final transfer spot now. Just ahead of Cash Woods, Nick Thomas-Unis, and Payson Johnson. Eaglin down in 16th place. tough right now for him as Castellaneta's going for a ride. And these 450 guys are so inconsistent tonight, and Cash Woods goes back into the final transfer spot. So Cassius Woods now P9. Joey Carter, Alexis Leclerc getting passed up by Evmoof. Oh, and now that's Carter down, getting up from a crash, puts Cash Woods in the deck. And Carter and BAC now running 8th and 9th. Thomasuna 10th, Seth Carr 11th, Woods 12th, Eaglin 13th. So Johnson slipped back to 15th place behind Vial. And honestly, I'm so keen to see what's going on with Colby Eaglin as Thomasuna is hanging right in the shadows of Braden Castellaneta. Fastest lap of the race, Eaglin in 13th place, a 52.9. Trying to close the gap down on this battle. Joey Carter's steady as a rock out front right now. 5-second lead on Leclerc still. So I haven't been watching him much because I'm keeping a keen eye on these transfer spot battles. Eaglin into the tough blocks though, losing some ground and getting sideways. Not going ideal whatsoever. So now if these guys have settled into a pace and we're into the final 2 minutes and a lap to go, anything else chaotic going to happen? I don't know. I do not know, but I do know this man still leads here. Joey Carter, Dr. Do Racing. This one's going up on the YouTube channel for sure. Definitely going to be on TikTok tomorrow if he wins this thing. Led it from the start, still leading it now 4.5 minutes in. 4.8 second gap to Leclerc. And not doing anything flashy. 53.7 his best time. 54.6 his last lap time by. But just maintaining this gap. That's all he's got to do. And shout out Leclerc as well after missing the main event in Tampa. Just a steady heat race right now in second. 36 points back, and he is going to rue that missed main event in Tampa for a long time. As Carter was just down, I think. Yeah, he slides back to 7th. BAC now 8th. Evmoof now 9th. So actually Carter's not out of the woods yet in 6th, but he did just run the fastest lap of the race. So actually he was not down. We just have some stuff shifting around. O'Brien and Carter going at it for 5th. Triple in for Carter. Let's see if this line works versus the over 3-3. Pretty even. Honestly, pretty even. But the outside over table 3 line is better than that inside roll option, and O'Brien's going to let Carter have it. Ash Deering 7th, Braden Castellaneta 8th, and Evmoof in 9th. Oh, but he was dealing with some heat from Thomasuna and Seth Carr, and Thomasuna hits the deck. So now it's a swarm of bloodthirsty sharks trying to close down on poor unsuspecting Evmoof. He's got Colby Eaglin, who's second in the championship. He's got Seth Carr, who won the San Diego Supercross. And he's got Payson Johnson, your reigning 450 Pro Motocross champion, down. But Johnson's now out of it. He crashes in the whoops. And Deering was down, so that's actually going to help out Evmoof because Eaglin's going to go into the final transfer spot. So now Colby Eaglin into 9th place as time has expired. White flag coming out for Joey Carter next time by. Can Eaglin hold off the charge from his teammate Seth Carr? Or are we going to have some other chaos? That is a lapped rider that is down on the outside. I think it's Rogan McIntosh down there. Zachy D163 in chat says, give me a $4.99 donation. Says, Big Lou said there is another announcement of another injured rider. Just give us his initials, please. I don't think I'm legally allowed to give that information out, good sir. How can I do this? I'm gonna try to say it without saying it. I don't like the hints I keep coming up with in my mind to give this away. Go ahead, Boren. Say it for me. Who is it? I don't want to be the one to spill the beans. But I will spill the beans about this man out front, Joey Carter. Lights to flag right here. Look at this man. Hole shots to heat. Joey Carter's a 450 Supercross heat race winner. Well done. Jeremy Seabolt second. Caden Speck third. O'Brien fourth. Seth Carr gets all the way to fifth. Wow, incredible. Leclerc sixth. Eaglin seventh. Castellaneta eighth. Deering ninth. Vanderkoy 10th. Payson Johnson and Braden Carter are outside looking in. That's big right there. This is massive if Braden Carter goes to the LCQ and doesn't make it, because there's some huge talent going there as well with him. So Carter to the LCQ as a red plate holder. Cocroft, Vial, Jax Lindsay, Frank Jackson, White, Grant. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, you guys in chat are onto something. Yes, the Dax news is already out. I don't want to spill the beans for whatever else is coming after that. It is a 250 rider, I'll say that. And to be honest, I don't actually know that he's out. Might still race. All right, 250 last chance qualifier coming up. Yeah, Doc, you just DM'd me, so I'm just going to say yes. The problem is I did not get this information myself, so I feel bad putting it out there. But I think that person that is hurt might still race, so let's just wait for that. All right, 250 last chance qualifier time. Let's get it. Who we got in this one? This is going to be fun, huh? Bryce Lizarraga, Jake Kazarian, Aaron Rockefeller, Ben Nerona. This is critical. We have both red plate holders in the last chance qualifiers tonight, people. Unbelievable. Can't believe Ben Nerona's in this. So many other names as well, though. I mean, look at Riley Hewen, Jaden Gomez. Maverick Snyder is in this as well, the number 15 machine. Austin Partolo, the number 14. There's going to be some pissed off dudes after this one. I can tell you that. But only 4 riders go to the main event. Who are they going to be? I'm going to watch Ben Nerona. He's way out here. Needs a good start on that 38. Here we go. Can the championship leader make it in the main event? Let's find out. LCQ from Detroit is underway. Gate is down and a pretty good jump from Nerona. No one to his right, so he can control it a little bit, but actually gets swallowed up pretty good. So he's going to be about mid-pack at best. Through the middle line, though, it's Austin Partolo who gets out to the hole shot. Maverick Snyder's up here as well. Good start for both of them. And I'm trying to see if I see red plates flash through. I do not. And Nerona is down in that first rhythm section. So Hewen, Snyder, Cormac, Lizarraga, Seth Crotty, they're all up here. But your race 1 winner, Ben Nerona, is in 20th place. So Partolo leads from Hewen, Snyder, and Cormac. Your top 4 transfer spots as they run. Actually, Lizarraga just goes by Cormac, who is down. Evan Davis bouncing his way through. Dylan Dallaire gets landed on. Aaron Rockefeller. Gotta watch out for the inside move of the 130 right there. That's Evan Cormac. And yeah, you guys talking in chat about Ben needs help here. He needs a lot of help. A lot of help. Good news is he's kind of still pretty close. 13 seconds off the race lead. He's only about 9 seconds off of a transfer spot, and there's riders going down, so he's just got to not get involved in the chaos. But here he is now, up into 13th place in the whoops. Watch out for these guys in front of him. Someone not tripling in comfortably right there. Oh, he's going to try to thread the needle right here. More riders going down in front of him. Has to go off the track, then jumps back on. Probably will get some penalties for that, to be honest. But would rather take the pass and deal with the penalties later. 9th place now. Needs 5 more spots. It's a step on, step down, pretty clean right here. And right in front of him is the 149 of Dominic Paolini, the ShopFreddy.com machine. Also, Partolo, who led this early, is back to 7th. It's now Hewen from Snyder, Dallaire, and D. Davis. As Nerona, who sits in 9th, is about 7 seconds behind D. Davis, who's in the transfer spot. Going over the triple there in the background. So he's going to go to work right now on Paolini. Let's just go on board with him, I guess, right? And see. 4th place going the other way in that rhythm section. 3 riders are nose to tail battling for 5th just ahead of him. And if they get together, that'll be huge. So you're seeing from his perspective what he is trying to accomplish. And this is not a good run through these couple rhythm sections right now. Not going to help his case. Maverick Snyder's gone to the race lead, by the way, over Riley Hewen. We'll show that for just a second. There's a 15 of Snyder getting up there. He's going to try to take off with this thing. Hewen 2nd, Dallaire 3rd, D. Davis still in 4th. And Nerona is not making much ground, to be honest. He did run the fastest lap of the race last time by, but he's still 6 seconds back with a minute and a half plus a lap to go. And remember, D. Davis did finish 4th in the last chance qualifier last week ahead of Cade Matherly, but then penalties post-race being applied bumped Matherly in by 0.16 of a second. So Davis, trying to make amends here tonight, is in the same spot he was last week, trying to make it through in P4. And then you got Austin Partolo, Seth Crotty, Evan Cormack, Paolini, and Nerona. Nerona really is actually starting to lose touch with these guys. And instead, it's going to be Partolo who needs to get on his horse and go run down D. Davis. Yeah, we're just running out of time, and there's just too many riders between Nerona. And he just went down in the background. I just saw him get cleaned out. Jaden Gomez just put Ben Nerona down, and that is probably going to be it. Wow. The championship leader, the race one winner of this championship, up in smoke at round 2. Unfortunate. No question about that. But now we get to see this transfer spot battle transpire as D. Davis and Partolo are now 3rd and 4th, actually. Seth Crotty is closing up. So who did we lose? Oh, Hewen went backwards. He was 2nd. He is now in 7th. So Partolo doesn't need to get D. Davis, but he might try to anyway to not get hung up with Seth Crotty closing the gap down. It's Snyder, Dallaire, Davis, Partolo, 1, 2, 3, 4. White flag in the air for your race leader. Oh, Partolo's down in the sand. And Crotty's going to go by him, but he's going to get passed by Dominic Paolini. And if you remember, this is where Nerona was. He was right behind Paolini. So had he just stayed up, he would have had a shot. But now we get to see these two fight it out. And Partolo has got to hope for a big prayer right now as Nerona's night is over. He is out of this thing in 17th place. Look at this. Oh, what a block pass by Seth Crotty. It's not over yet. He's got to defend here. Paolini's going to rip the corner. And don't look now, but here comes Riley Hewen back into the fray. Look at the run there from Paolini down the inside. Doesn't go for it. Now can he get a run in the whoops? D. Davis is hopping a little bit. Seth Crotty defensive on the inside, getting sideways. It's going to come down to the sand. Maverick Snyder takes the win. All these guys are short. Hewen can get them both if he gets the sand really good. He's going to try the outside as Crotty just defends the inside. Oh, it's so close, but it's going to be Crotty going to the main event by half a second. Hewen just misses out in 6th. Paolini 5th. But going through is Snyder, Dylan Dallaire, Devin Davis, and Seth Crotty, at least unofficially. We'll have to wait for cuts. But that is as it is right now. Paolini misses out. Hewen, Cormac, Lizarraga, Baquette, McPherson, Boardman, Rockefeller, Smiley, Spicer, Partolo disconnected. His night is done. Probably the end of his championship. Alex Heckman, Ben Nerona, also done. The championship leader not going to the gate for round 2 here in Detroit. Crazy stuff. And yes, penalties are in, and it stays. Seth Crotty goes to the main event. Awesome to see. Fun race right there. That was a good one. So 250 LCQ done, 450 LCQ coming up, and we've been racing for an hour. So we're going to get the 450 LCQ to kick off hour number 2 of our live broadcast here tonight. The action's been hot and heavy, and it's coming at you. And I'll tell you what, we have got a dramatic situation coming up in 450 last chance qualifier right now. Your championship leader, the 4-time defending Supercross champion, the winningest Supercross rider in this game's history, Braden Carter, is in this one. And it is not an easy last chance qualifier, folks. It is not as simple as, oh, the champ's in it, he's just going to get out front and walk away. No, we got Tyler Lang, a former national champion. We have got Logan Leitzel, a former national champion in this game. We've got Payson Johnson, the reigning national champion in this game. We've got multi-time EU champion Nick Sellen, race winners like Frank Jackson, Cooper Hunt, Braden Tharp, the 250 West Championship leader, Rasmus Balzer, the reigning 250 East champion, is in this as well. Bryce Whelan, a race winner, in this race as well. So it is not going to be easy at all. There is going to be a lot of unhappy people in this LCQ, and Braden Carter's got to really hope it's not him, because that would be an absolute disaster. Oliver Svein is heading to bed. Good night, Oliver. And it's a shame, because he is not going to see if his man, Rasmus Balzer, is going to make the main event or not. But this is so critical from a championship perspective, because remember, Leclerc missed the main event in Tampa. If Braden Carter doesn't make it in here tonight, that's huge for Leclerc. Massive for Colby Eaglin, who suddenly probably walks right into the championship lead. He's already in the main event, obviously, from the heat race. I think Braden makes it pretty easily, but you just never know. You never know. And from being in these last chance qualifiers so many times in my career, I know that it comes down to the start. It really does. If you make it through turn 1 clean, you're in. But if you don't, it is a long road ahead of you. So let's find out what's about to happen. I'm going to look at Braden Carter off the line right here and see what's going to happen here for the number 1. Where even is he? There he is. He is pretty good gate. 3 inside of the box. It is crunch time in Detroit. The champ's got to make it out of the last chance qualifier. Does he do it? Let's find out. Pretty good launch. He's going to be in the lead group going into turn 1, and he's going to push a lot of people out and bank off the outside line and then try to go into the race lead. I mean, listen, when you needed it the most, I guess just shoving people out of the way and going off the track is one way to do it. Braden Carter gets out into the race lead. Little bit sus way of doing it, but he gets the whole shot, and he's out front. T-Lang second, Balzer third, and Caleb Hall in fourth to kick things off. So now Carter's got to hope he doesn't crash, because then there's going to be a host of guys pissed off for doing that. Evmove, Tharp, Cooper Hunt, T-Burns, Bryce Whelan. None of these guys are, of course, the ones that Carter put on the deck. It's going to be more guys down the field. And, man, if they get lapped by Carter, they're also probably going to be a little bit pissed off by that. Carter's just going to try to sprint away out front. So let's focus on some of these transfer spot battles. Caleb Hall's back here. You got Tharp. You got Cooper Hunt. T-Burns, Whelan, Nick Sellen. Where is the 19 machine of Rasmus Balzer? Am I just totally dumb? Yeah, apparently I am. He is in third. So we went right by him. My bad. Balzer is in third. We have Payson Johnson in the 10 spot right now. Balzer holding on to a good spot. T-Lang in a good position. Caleb Hall's a bit of a sitting duck right now with so many guys right on his heels. Cooper Hunt, one of them here. And also the 32 of Trevor Burns. A lot of fast dudes in this. Tripling in. Cooper Hunt and T-Burns. Wow, look at that line from T-Burns. And it doesn't work. Cooper Hunt fights right back on him. T-Burns trying to go for the wheel tap quad. Doesn't get it. Meanwhile, actually getting in the background, Bryce Whelan. Nice run there for him. And Ryder downs that T-Lang. That is Tyler Lang out of second. Number 5 machine lays it down at the end of the whoops and then gets up and runs into a couple guys. Payson Johnson puts him down. Going by. There's Tharp. 250 West Championship leader out here on a 450. And Carter's gone. 51.9 out front. 3.8 second lead. We got, balls are down. Balls are down out of third. Actually, it moved up to second, and he goes back to seventh. So we got some guys warming up their arms and throwing this thing away who are in great positions at the front. And like I said, this just helps Carter's case. He's just getting away at the front. Bigger and bigger lead as Caleb Hall now second, Burns third, and Jackson fourth. Oh, my God. Somebody just died. Cooper Hunt just teed up Bryce Whelan for who knows what reason, because they were both still within a shot of transferring. So we got that one in the background, but yeah, not good. So Balzer now 6th, Payson Johnson into 8th. There's T-Lang now 7th, Balzer 6th, Tharp 5th, and Jackson 4th. And yeah, Braden Carter's going to win this last chance qualifier pretty easily. Little short there for Frank Jackson. And here comes Tharp. Over triple. Got it clean. Little slide through the corner. Not going to be able to triple that. So checks up and goes double-double. But doesn't lose too much time. And Jackson looking a little froggy. There's the 2-4. A little short for Tharp. Bouncing through the whoops awkwardly as well. So not as comfortable on the 450 as we've seen him out on a 250 in the West Coast Series. Up and over the finish line jump we go on to lap number 6 for these guys. And Jackson still holds just a narrow 1 second advantage. To the final transfer spot, he clings. A little actually greased that triple. I thought he was going to be a tiny bit short. Just greased it though. And yes, Braden Carter, not a very good heat race. Actually was up there for a lot of it, then crashed like twice on the last lap and went back to 12th. Ends up in this one, and then controversially pushes almost everybody wide in turn 1 of this. Goes off the track and then back on just fast enough to be able to quad into the race lead. And I'm kind of curious if that gets protested or not. Purposely just going straight off the track. I've never seen it in a first turn before. But I can't imagine the guys he put down are going to be stoked. Tharp almost goes down entering the sand, and here comes Balzer. So time has expired, but Carter's so far out front, he gave these boys an extra lap. And now Balzer and Tharp are going to try to run down Frank Jackson, Caleb Hall, T-Burns, if they can. Pretty status quo right now. Nothing really doing. We got a rider down. Who is that? That's Trevor Burns, who is in a transfer spot. And Balzer's going to go through into the final spot for now. So Oliver Svein, who just closed his eyes in Denmark, is rejoicing if his guy makes it through. But he's got one more lap to make it. And remember, this is 3rd in the championship right here, Rasmus Balzer. Your championship leader and 3rd in the championship, both in the LCQ. One of them long gone at the front. He's got this thing sewn up pretty much, working the white flag currently. But if you're Balzer, this is a critical last lap. Carter, front end tuck. Not what he was hoping for right there, but going to rebound nicely. Now he just really needs a clean run in the whoops because these guys are going to be a little bit closer. And steady as a rock through the whoops once again. Oh, a little short on the triple, but good to go. So Braden Carter survives the last chance qualifier. The champs going to the main in Detroit with a win out of the LCQ. Caleb Hall second, Frank Jackson third, and Burns is back into fourth. Balzer threw it away on the last lap. Oh, wait, who do we got down? Oh, no, that is the opposite lane. And yes, Rasmus Balzer threw it away. Caleb Hall goes to the main event with Frank Jackson and Trevor Burns. Balzer, first man out, going home early. Cocroft, Jax Lindsay, Nick Sellen, Tyler Show, Tharp, Payson Johnson, Evmoof, Rogan McIntosh, battling with someone, Ryan Chelsea, Logan Leitzel a lap down. T-Lang is out of this one. Cooper Hunt, Bryce Whelan, Wyatt Grant, and Nick Thomas-Sunis. Pablo Vial and Cash Woods, can forget them as well. All heading home early tonight. Wow. So Carter, a bit nefarious in his tactics, but does make it through. And we'll see if he can make it happen in the main event. I guess in one regard, he can just do that same thing in the main event. Just go straight to that jump on the outside and then come back on. $61,000 channel points go to Awood for what? What was the what was the bet? Does Braden Carter transfer to the 450 from 450 LCQ? Yes, and Awood bet enough channel points, I guess, to get 61,800 channel points. Cool beans. Love it. All right. Round 2 of 250 East is coming up right here, right now, folks. You guys are all having a nice beverage earlier on. I think it's time to grab another one if you haven't already, because this is 15 minutes plus a lap of fun. And the championship leader is not in this main event. Ben Nerona didn't make it out of the heat, didn't make it out of the LCQ, and is watching from the grandstands with his red plate. He's just hugging it at this point because he's got 15 more minutes left that he gets to hold it, and then someone else is going to take it. Remember last week, Cade Matherly pretty much was dead last and got all the way back to second. We'll see if he's able to get his first win of the year or someone else as well, because Matherly's starts have still been atrocious. He barely made it out of the heat race tonight. And we've seen some other very fast dudes. Emmett Sund won a heat for Underground RC. Johnny Padani fast tonight again as well. Austin Schaefer actually looked pretty good in his heat race as well. Manuel Cepeda landed on the box last week with P3. He's here as well. So many names that could win, but only one of them will win. And we're going to find out who it is here in about 15 minutes and a lap. Should you guys be excited for the Monster Energy Supercross reveal tomorrow? MESX 25 gameplay trailer launches tomorrow. And look, I know that people are always critical of these games, but I think let's all take a collective deep breath right now and think about this. Remember how shitty MXGP 24 was? I can promise you it's not MXGP 24. So just be thankful it's that. It's going to be... Some people really think it'll be better, I think. Some people will think not much changed. Some people might think it sucks. I don't know. There's always the total spectrum of opinions with that stuff. But I can tell you it is not MXGP 24. So take that for what it's worth. All right, 250 main event time here in Detroit. Cade Matherly is going to be outside, like we said, because he just barely made it out of his heat race. So who gets the whole shot? It's round 2 of 250 East coming at you right now. Oh, it's close into turn 1. The 37 of Horn gets there first, but Johnny Padani comes through to get the RaceFactoryGaming.com whole shot. And away the 35 goes. Horn moves into second. We got a huge pileup out of turn 2. And I see Matherly got through pretty clean. Padani's not going to be able to get this. So here comes Alec Horn to the race lead. Padani goes double, double, double. No way he held on to the race lead doing that. It's Padani, Horn, Branson, Allen, Gerst inside the top 5. Matherly 6 at the end of lap number 1. All right, so let's settle into this thing and find out where the battles will be had. Horn, a little mistake, tripling on Branson, trying to move into second place, not able to get there, and Colin Allen goes down. Ethan Gerst able to gain a position. Jack Mark actually passing Cade Matherly around the outside as well. So Matherly's just trying to get his wits about him and not lose too many positions. You see how many guys are still pretty close together. Here's the 56 machine, almost jumped on his back, and then Gerst gets hung up in the corner right there. That is the 56 of Dylan Dallaire. Matherly able to make some passes and move forward. Our two leaders getting away a little bit as Alec Horn hangs tough with Padani in the race lead. Both of these guys had solid weeks last week, but could have been better for sure. Both of these riders expect to be championship contenders. And I think that they would like to be battling for this win, just the two of them, but I think there's more riders in the background that want to get up there and do something about it. Jack Mark, a guy that's been very solid here tonight. Oh, but he just lands on Cade Matherly. So Jack Mark, coming out of that corner, cuts hard right and lands on Cade Matherly, who unsuspectingly was just going down the normal right side of the rhythm lane. And that is just a horrible break for the 25, who got a good start and now finds himself in 12th. Once again, he's got work to do. He's going to be right behind our heat race winner, Emmett Sund, and actually going to get maybe passed here by Seth Crotty, although Matherly trying to give it right back to him, gets into him and slides out, gets up, gets T-boned by Ben Kafa. And, of course, that was coming from a mile away. You see guys just kind of messing around with each other instead of racing forward, and they go down again. So Padani continues to lead the race, runs the fastest lap of the race at a 54.390 out front, pulling away to 1.8 seconds over Alec Horn, who was about 0.6 slower that last time by. And again, Padani right now just trying to settle into a pace. Alec Horn definitely coming with them. They have opened up a nice gap on the rest of the field. It is Dylan Dallaire, TSCZ Productions Kawasaki third. Then Zollers, Branson, Jack Mark. Cepeda, who was third last week. Tyler Shields, Emmett Sund, Ethan Gerst are top 10 positions. I feel like this little fight right here is a good one to watch because Cepeda is now looking at potentially giving him a shot at taking the championship lead if he can make some moves and get up there. Gonna have iMoto try to maybe help me out if you can with the championship standings as we go throughout this race. But obviously Cepeda third last week, now runs 7th. Can't remember where Padani was. I think he was inside of the top 10 though, so maybe he stands a shot as well. And then Shields, Emmett Sund won a heat race tonight. He wants to get up there and mix it with these guys as well. And unbelievably, Cade Matherly, who started this race in 6th, is now 19th. I mean, just if he had no luck, honestly, it'd just be better than all the bad luck he has. He has a lot of bad luck in these races. And that all just stems from Jack Mark, who now gets the pleasure of running 6th in this race, just landing on him. I mean, straight up, nothing Matherly did wrong. I really just need to know where Padani, Alec Horn, where those guys finished last week if you can, because I can do the math myself then if I know, but I don't remember where Padani finished. Meanwhile, Alec Horn warmed up his arm and tossed away P2. Okay, so Prod got 4th last week, definitely red plate right now. 4-1, definitely enough to have it. Alec Horn able to get back into 3rd around Zollers. Told you guys Talon Zollers always shows up to play on the 182. Jack Mark, Tyler Shields, Cepeda hanging tough. Shields actually just ran the fast lap of the race at a 54 flat. Oh, big pile up. Zollers is down with Horn, and they're in a precarious position right here. More guys coming in and not able to get by. Yes, they will, just able to scoot by there. Branson and Gerst going through as Horn picks it up in 8th. Zollers 9th, and Horn gets some front end lock right there. Oh, that's risky. I don't know how he still saved that as Shields was down. Jumping over top of him. Zollers goes by. Colin Allen goes by. Gerst, Branson, Cepeda, Jack Mark, Dallaire, and Padani. So Padani's lead 9.5 now. Dylan Dallaire actually matched him slightly better lap time last time by. And yeah, Cade Matherly, who's 19th, is only 15 seconds behind 3rd place. So it's still pretty close. Whoa, Alex Bregman, 3 years, 120 mil for the Red Sox. They gave Alex Bregman $40 million a year? I mean, look, he's an all right third baseman, but 40 mil a year? That's a crazy AAV. That's nuts. Colin Allen had his pro debut in Tampa. His nickname is Cookie Monster. All right, well, shout out Colin Allen, the Cookie Monster. I did not know that. I like that. I like that stuff. So Padani just doing the work out front. See if we can find ourselves a battle. How about this? Zoller's getting diced up by the Cookie Monster himself. Been a while for the Cookie Monster, but he's out here munching down the riders. Oh, getting sideways in the whoops. Oh, and he's down, and he takes Zollers with him. Shields gonna go by. Who else is heading through? Gerst should be through as well, and Ev move. No, sorry, that is Hollenbeck. Looked like Ev move on the 46, but it's Hollenbeck on the 40 that's able to go by. And Matherly up to 12th now for those keeping track at home. Maverick Snyder, Zollers, and then Matherly. So Matherly just hanging on the tail end of this group. I feel like Matherly's kicking himself right now, to be honest, and he probably should. But the first crash is not his fault. The second one, he should have just let those guys just race each other because they were riding super aggro, and then he started being aggro back with them, and then it just ended up with him down. But the first crash, that's just bad luck. It's a golden opportunity for him tonight to gain some big championship points and maybe even leave as a red plate holder, but that is pretty likely going to be Johnny Padani now. Can't imagine it goes any other way. Zollers, Snyder, Gerst, Hollenbeck, Allen, Shields, Branson, Cepeda, Dallaire, Jack Mark. The Cowie boys are having a fight. Oh my gosh, Jack Mark is getting tossed around like a wet salad right here. His teammate Dylan Dallaire gave him the goodness right there. I don't know what that was about. And then also allowed Emmanuel Cepeda through into the 3 spot. So Cepeda's actually sitting pretty good here on a 3-3. If he could get up into second, then we have a interesting little championship shape going on right there. On a 15-second lead, by the way. He is starting to put it in cruise control a little bit out front halfway through this main event. Over halfway through this main event, I should say. Oh, Dallaire not able to triple right here. Cepeda's going to tighten it up a little bit more. Oh, Dallaire slides out. Cepeda takes advantage to move into second place. Dallaire's not done. He's trying to fight back. Oh, it's a double. Did not want to run into the back of Emmanuel Cepeda. Now Cepeda hopping through the whoops a little bit. So this is 2 and 3 on your screen. Still hanging tough. Then Jack Mark, Tyler Shields, Cody Branson, Colin Allen, Hollenbeck, Snyder, Zollers. That is your top 10. Bit of a gap back then to Ben Kafa. And Cade Matherly just went down again. He's now 14th. 15th, I should say. 15th for Cade. And our heat race winner, Emmett Sun, down bad right now. In 14th or 13th place, Bodie Parker, he's also well back. Alec Horn looks like he's out of this one dead last. Just honestly tough breaks all around, but this man riding scot-free and loving every minute out front. This honestly, what Padani is doing this week looks very similar to what Nerona did last week, which is like get up front, and he's riding fast, don't get me wrong, but he's not doing anything particularly flashy. Just hitting laps. 57.4. His best is a 54 flat. Working his way through the lap traffic methodically. See, I don't understand this logic. I've used the term tossed around like a wet salad for like a decade now, probably. And then I get that response from guys like you, Motohead, about a wet salad sounds gross. Sorry, excuse my language. Who the fuck wants a dry salad? Like, I want dressing on my salad, and that makes it a wet salad. Like, if you have a salad and you don't have like a nice vinaigrette or ranch or who knows what on it, like it's just a dry salad then. So you gotta put some moisture in it and toss it around. That's what makes it a wet salad. And that has been your salad update, brought to you by RaceFactorGaming.com. Johnny Pedani leading this thing, almost 3 minutes down to the clock. And at this point, again, it's just kind of the inevitable. Dylan Delaire's riding very well, though, in second place. Credit where credit is due. 53.5 last time by, just about 4/10 off of his best lap. .7 seconds now. I guess the gap's coming down. You can't call this race over just yet. And Delaire's riding very well. A couple mistakes in the rhythm sections last time by, but other than that, and he's got clean track, which Pedani does not right now. Pedani is in lap traffic hell, dealing with Emmett Sund will be his next one, who he is lapping for the first time. And there's more lappers coming up ahead of it. Sund very nicely moves aside. I love the commentary about salads in chat going on right now. It's just making me laugh. I'm trying not to read chat, but it's just too funny. Man. All right. Ooh, looks like Delaire maybe hit the deck. Yes, he did. 18-second gap now out front for Johnny Pedani, and that should put the nail in the coffin. Jack Mark trying to close down, get back into second before this one is over. Cepeda hanging on to fourth, just ahead of Colin Allen. So here comes the Cookie Monster. He's going to reach up in the jar and try to pull out a podium in this thing. Got to get around Cepeda first, but Jack Mark is just ahead of him. And Cepeda is bouncing in the whoops as Colin Allen catches an edge and goes for a ride. Down he goes. Here comes Garrett Hollenbeck trying to move into fifth place, and he'll do so. Allen gets up right behind him and is going to get him right back because Hollenbeck missed that triple in, and Case of Supercross triple. Zollers also went by, and then here's Shields. I'm not mad. I'm actually not that mad. Honestly, the F-bomb that I dropped was just because it sounded funny to get that mad about salads, but I'm not that mad. Just like people think I'm super mad at LVK sometimes, but I'm definitely not. I'm usually just trying to get a rise out of Lewis. Oh, Cookie Monster down again. Bringing Zollers with him. It's just a traffic jam. Cade Matherly says, thank you guys very much. Get a couple freebies right there. He is now up into, where is Cade? He's 7th. All right, so we're making more progress. Ooh, a lapper landed on Pedani. Ooh, and Matherly just ran into the back of Shields and then got hit from behind. Oh, what was that? Who just got sent right there? Who was that? Jared Gummison gave Garrett Hollenbeck the business right there. What was that about? That is very odd, and more riders are going by. Matherly's up to 6th. He could still get Cookie Monster for 5th. These Cowie guys have been battling with each other the entire time, and time has expired. So Pedani's coming to the white flag this time by. And Pedani's just got to try to hold on. 11-second lead now over Jack Mark. Look at this freight train of lappers just all over Pedani. Like, death battle for 17th going on. Ben Kafa right behind him. White flag in the air. And fortunately, Pedani's not going to hit many more riders that are a lap down on this lap. So it's really just about bringing this thing home. Don't have a late crash. Don't do something stupid. Consistent lines. Next up for him would be Devin Davis if he gets there. Oh, don't get landed on by Bodie Parker. Oh, Parker just wants to get his lap back, and I don't think Padani wants to give it to him. But if you're Padani here, I almost think you should. Don't want to get caught up. He's bouncing the whoops. We're getting sideways. It's sketchy, and Parker just goes down anyway. So tripling in, Supercross triple, little flick for the crowd. First win of the year is underway. Johnny Padani comes through, comes back, and wins Detroit. Johnny Tsunami on top in Motor City. The fight to the flag continues. Jack Mark versus Cepeda going at it for second. Jack Mark gets second, Cepeda third. Cookie Monster looks like he's going to hold on for fourth. Dallaire slides all the way back to fifth, just in front of Cade Matherly. And looks like he will just hold on to the spot. So Dallaire, who at one point looked like he might be able to win this race, ends up fifth. Matherly sixth. Very good recovery ride again. Zoller seventh. Shields eighth. Schaefer ninth. And Pilsner rounds out the top 10 after saying he qualified 47th, I think, here tonight. Ends up 10th. Maverick Snyder 11th from the last chance qualifier. Seth Crotty, he barely made it in, 4th in the LCQ, and he ends up in 12th. Devin Davis, also an LCQ savant, ends up 13th in this one. Jared Gummison 14th. Ethan Gerst 15th. And those are your lead lap finishers. Kafa 16th. Parker 17th. Velotti, Branson, Sund, Horn, and Hollenbeck was your finishers throughout the field there. And let's see up front, anything changed? No, all stayed the same. Johnny Padani wins round 2 of 250 East in Detroit. Dude, the salad talk is just getting me going. I love it. It's funny. All right. One more race tonight. And wow, it's only 8 o'clock. We've been cooking through this program. So we're going to be done before the half hour of this thing, I think. And it's the 450 main. This is what you guys showed up for. Braden Carter in by the skin of his teeth, winning the last chance qualifier. We got race winners Seth Carr and Colby Eaglin going to the line here as well. But who's going to win in Detroit? Speck, Castellaneta, Schiabro, Sullivan, Stevenson, Heilman, Hall, Burns, Brion, Hubbard, Shirley, Rogers, O'Brien, Siebolt, Blakely, Deering, Jackson, Joey Carter, and Alexis Leclerc, along with the aforementioned Braden Carter, Colby Eaglin, and Seth Carr. So of our top guys in the championship, the only person that did not make the main tonight is Rasmus Balzer, unfortunately for the Rapid Dane, going home a little bit early this evening. Third in the championship, entering the evening, and doesn't make it into the main at all. Looks like we got a visitor coming to the booth. Let's see, what does my daughter have to say to the people tonight? And if that doesn't get you riled up, I don't know what will. We are about to go racing here for the 450 main event. Who's going to get the all-important RaceFactoryGaming.com whole shot? Probably coming from Jacob Hubbard. But hey, you know what? If you're Braden Carter, you could also just go straight to the jump on the outside and come out with a pretty good start. We'll see, though. I'm excited to see who wins this race. You guys are funny. I love it. She's off to bed. You guys are ready to watch this battle commence, man. This is going to be awesome. 20 minutes plus a lap. 450 main event. It's go time here in the Motor City. Get Eaglin way outside from his bad selection. Seth Carr way inside. Let's see who comes out with the best start of them all. Let's take a look here at Caden Speck in the middle. It's 450 main, round 6 in Detroit. Let's go! Speck kind of wheelies a little bit. Pretty good start for Leclerc up the inside. Hubbard's going to control to the inside. Big pile up in the background. And Jacob Hubbard gets the RaceFactoryGaming.com whole shot. Leclerc, Carter, Seth Carr, Seth Shirley all down in the first corner. They are dead last as Hubbard leads them through on lap 1. It's his home race, and he leads the field around. Tanner Rogers, Joey Carter, Hayden Stevenson, Trevor Burns, all at the sharp end, chasing the 78 around on lap number 1. So Carter makes it up to 12th, Leclerc 15th now. Wow, Luke Sullivan was also down. Seth Shirley's 18th. Seth Carr is dead last on the 6. Bad start for a lot of those guys. I don't know what happened to Leclerc. He was pretty good on the inside and then got maybe hit from behind. But look at this. Hubbard out front. Home race and the crowd's loving it. Joey Carter moves up into 3rd. He won a heat race earlier tonight. And honestly, I feel like Carter, who's usually the loose, fun type in this game, is taking it pretty serious. Taking it serious, though, is T-Burns, who yards up out of 3rd place. Speaking of yarding up, Hubbard went down 2. Tanner Rogers is out front. The 39 RPF FamMX.com Triumph leads this race. Hubbard back to 2nd. Xander Brion is 3rd. Carter 4th. Castellaneta, Seabolt, Hall, Burns, Speck, and Shirley making amends very quickly. He's up into the top 10. Luke Sullivan, there's Braden Carter in 12th. So all these guys who were down early are charging together forward, as even Seth Carr is right here. Leclerc 2 spots back of this. Look at Eaglin's right here. Look at this fight right here between these 3 riders. This is all of our winners so far this year. 12, 13, and 14 on the racetrack right now. And they're behind the reigning MX Simulator Playoffs champ, Luke Sullivan. We got riders down. Carter was one of them. Joey Carter hitting the deck in the background. Goes back into the 7 spot. So Seabolt, Caleb Hall, Castellaneta, Xander Brion all go by. And Tanner Rogers is still leading this race. Try to keep tabs on him out front as Hubbard works to reel him in. Action good right here, though. Caleb Hall versus the 2020 Supercross champ, Jeremy Seabolt. And not there yet, but I am keen to know the last time Seabolt won a race. I'm thinking 2023. I don't know why, like, Seattle rings a bell. 2023 Seattle for Seabolt, but iMoto could also probably just pull this up right away in his massive spreadsheet. Inside line, thought about it on Brion, backed out of the challenge. Battle for the lead is on, though. Here is Hubbard going back after Rogers. There's something in the water here in Michigan, and I'm not talking about what's going on in Flint. Jacob Hubbard is fired up tonight for his home race, and he's going after Tanner Rogers for the race lead. Dooley's over the finish line jump. Squared it off in the corner. Does he go inside here? He does get on the brakes and go to that inside run. Is this for the race lead for Hubbard? Over the table, 3, and 3 to the inside. Jacob Hubbard back out front in Detroit. Tanner Rogers keeping him honest, though, and let's see if he can find a way through. Not able to do something just yet, but that does not mean he won't find something. Holy smokes, Braden Carter's already in 4th place, people. He's brought Seth Shirley with him, who's in 5th right behind him. But insane that they've made it here already. And Luke Sullivan's right there. Joey Carter, Colby Eaglin came with them as well. He is right behind Joey Carter. Man, oh man, if Braden Carter wins this thing from the LCQ, might as well just hand the trophy over right then and there. Colby Eaglin is not stoked to see Carter go through the last chance qualifier and then be in front of him 4 minutes into the main event. I can tell you that, and that's not a good mistake right there for Eaglin. Nice job regrouping, though. Luke Sullivan going to work on Seth Shirley. These two familiar with battling each other. They both went at it for the MX Simulator Playoffs Championship back in, what was that, October, I guess? And Sully got the better of him to win the Las Vegas finale and gets to don those purple and puke green plates because of it. All right, so we are 6 laps into this race, and Jacob Hubbard still leads. We are on lap 7, people. So I don't know if anyone is keeping score at home, but Hubbard usually uncomfortable on the 6th lap of the race. We are now in uncharted territories. He is still leading, and we are on the 7th lap. So Carter still holding on to 4th, Seabolt 3rd. (2021) Atlanta 2 was the last win for Jeremy Seabolt. So running 3rd right now. Look at Seth Shirley giving the business, though, to Braden Carter. Trying to go after the one for the race lead. Carter bouncing through the sand very nicely. Shirley alternate line worked pretty well, though. Carter ripping out of that berm. Shirley just keeping tabs on him, not letting him get too far away. And Carter actually made a mistake through the mechanics area last time that we just barely caught. That's a bit wayward right there. Nose high, but Shirley doesn't get the rhythm either, so Carter now has some breathing room again. Oh boy, oh boy! How does he save that? You gotta be kidding me. That's unreal how sideways he was and landed on the top of the jump. It wasn't even like he downsided it. He landed sideways on the top of that single and did not go down. So, yeah, adrenaline now peaked. But I bet that probably means that he's going to run some stupid good lap times here in a minute. As he rolls away a little bit now from Seth Shirley, losing touch. Caleb Hall up to 6th, Eaglin 7th. Sullivan now 8th, Frank Jackson 9th, and Joey Carter slipped back to 10th. So he was right behind them. I think he just had a crash, did the Dr. Do Racing KTM. You got Jackson, Sully. It's a good fight, though. Eagland and Caleb Hall. It's for 6th. I feel like this is kind of the problem Eagland faces a lot, is that even when he's starting to get the ball rolling, and this isn't a bad night by any stretch. He's 7th right now and probably is going to get going forward from here. Somehow Braden Carter's still in front of him. And the outside line on Hall, which is going to work. Hall blew the inside rut. And Eaglin now into 6th. So now let's see what he does with some clean air. Meanwhile, Tanner Rogers went down from 2nd place. He's back to 4th. So Carter now into 3rd. And here we go. Rogers versus Carter. This is a saga that's been going for a little while. Carter, now he does not survive that, but he actually stays on the bike. Did not fall off the machine as Shirley now goes into 3rd place. Carter's trying to quad again, cases it hard this time, and absolutely lights up Tanner Rogers, which he did not need to do, but this time it costs him. He goes down, Eaglin goes through, there goes Caleb Hall. And now Carter's got some work to do from 7th. So that was interesting. We know that Carter and Tanner Rogers have had some beef in the past. And now it is apparently a full-blown stake. Call that medium rare, but it's getting rarer because it is a raw emotion being poured out of Braden Carter. Doesn't need to even do something like that, and he would have been gaining points on Eaglin. Now he's got to run Eaglin down and catch him. Get those points back. Meanwhile, Hubbard leads by 8 seconds as Carter's going through the front door, and he gets into Caleb Hall. He landed on the leader pole and went down right away, and that's even more positions lost. He's going to lose it to Luke Sullivan now, and he's back to 11th. So Carter, who was as high as 3rd a lap ago, is all the way back in 11th, and he has officially started to throw this one away a little bit. All right, so let's reset things a little bit here. Hometown hero, home race hero, I should say. Jacob Hubbard continues to lead this race at the halfway point. 10 minutes have come and gone. 10 minutes and a lap still to go. And it's Hubbard by 6 over Jeremy Seabolt, the 2020 MotoOption Supercross champion who has not won a race in almost 4 years. Atlanta 2 2021, the last time we saw the 10 get on the top step of the podium, and that year he was actually the number 1, so he has not won with the number 10 on his machine ever, because he was number 19 when he won the Supercross title in 2020. So Siebold trying to run down Hubbard. You got Seth Shirley now up into the 3 spot. Colby Eaglin runs 4th. Tanner Rogers, few mistakes, has pushed him back to 5th, but he's settled nicely in this position. He's going to get back to 4th right here too, because Eaglin just missed his rhythm. So Rogers triples right back by him into 4th. Eaglin now 5th. Caleb Hall 6th. Off the track right there. Frank Jackson was 7th, going to lose 2 spots right here. Joey Carter goes by into 7th. And Luke Sullivan right behind him in 8th. And so many different option lines through that rhythm lane now. As Trevor Burns has jumped into the pole. And Caleb Hall was down with Eaglin. Eaglin down. Oh, man. This is a huge opportunity for Eaglin to gain points on Carter, who's still kind of flustered right now and just got almost front end lock on Caleb Hall. But Eaglin could have been gaining so many more points just then. Well, back to the drawing board he goes. And then we got some fun action going on up here. Frank Jackson, Luke Sullivan, Joey Carter, nose to tail. Carter now up into 5th, which I'm not 100% positive. Could be a first top 5 of his career for him if he stayed there, but not going to stay there for now. Going to lose a couple spots, and yeah, BAC was nice right there. He could have actually got into him pretty good and elected to lay the bike down instead. I thought Carter was still going for the quad there. I'm like, why? That's why you crashed. And yes, Leclerc's still P15 on the track and not really moving forward. Unfortunate for the 7. Actually, how far back of these guys is he? Is Seth Carr and Caleb Hall exchanged some pleasantries? He's about 20 seconds back. He just tire tapped the dude's head in the whoops and rode out of it. And then here's Braden Carter going the other way in 10th. Oh, Joey Carter was down. Braden Castellaneta takes advantage, and Joey Carter goes down again. Probably going to pick it up in about 12th now. Yes. Seth Carr able to go through into 11th. Heilman now 10th. Carter is 9th. Castellaneta 8th. Eaglin 7th. Jackson 6th. Rogers 5th. Sullivan now 4th. Shirley 3rd. Siebold 2nd. And Hubbard continues to lead this race. 4.1 seconds. Under 7 minutes and a lap to go. But Siebold's inching that gap down. 52.4 last time by versus a 54.9. 2.5 seconds gained last lap alone for Jeremy Siebold. And I think Hubbard is maybe starting to feel this one just a little bit. He already has a win to his credit. 2022 Denver, or 23 Denver. iMoto can probably control F that thing for me as well, but somewhere in that range. So he's won one of these things before, but it has been a while. He is on a dry spell, as is Siebold. Both of these guys winning tonight would be big for either of them. Leclerc is not over 30. I believe he is 28. Unlike me and my old ass, 31. 32 in a month. Oh, Siebold down, out of 2nd. And is he going to hold on to the 2 spot? Here comes Seth Shirley. It'll be close. They're going to be battling each other. And he's just going to hold it. And Shirley again, very nice with Siebold. Respect right there. But that was probably the biggest gift for Jacob Hubbard, who just somehow doubled the Supercross triple. Not sure what was going on right there, but breathing room. Because now he can ride kind of comfortable again. Down to 5 minutes and a lap to go. 10.7 seconds. T-Burns just did a 50.1, by the way, which is faster than qualifying times. 21st place for Trevor Burns, just putting down heaters. And yeah, Braden Carter back to 13th place now. He's actually only 4 seconds ahead of Leclerc. So this is maybe falling in the hands for Eaglin to leave as the championship leader. It's going to be close. We'll see as, Hubbard just, maybe that's him feeling it, I guess. Laying down a big whip on the Supercross triple. Going over the nose of Chase Blakely right there. 10.4 seconds over Seabolt, who now enters the sand behind him. So what do we think, people? Is Hubbard going to hold on for his second career 450 SX win? And yes, iMoto does confirm 2022 Denver. So it's been almost 3 years since Hubbard stood atop the podium. But it's been 4 for Seabolt. He's waited longer. Trevor Burns is letting the leaders go by. A lap down. Joey Carter down in the sand right there. Tough break for him. He was up there for so long, now 16th. Crazy thing here is Hubbard is eyeing up his teammate to lap next. Braden Carter on the 1 in 14th place. On the verge of going a lap down. 51.8. Seth Shirley just checked in the 3 spot, running that lap time, and is inched up on Seabolt a little bit more now. Here we go. Battle for second coming up. Can Shirley go after the 10 as they work through lap traffic together? That only helps Hubbard's case, of course, if these two start getting into it. And Shirley just parked Joey Carter. Unintentionally, but still did. There used to be a top rider from Warner Robins, Georgia. I think it was Colton Mitchell, but he isn't around very much anymore. And yeah, Spencer Turley, I think, is also from Georgia. Not 100% sure. But here we go. Fight for second. Well and truly on. They are 7 seconds back of Hubbard. So they've actually kind of started pushing each other. 52.8, 52.4. Hubbard 55.9 last time by. And Shirley just made a huge mistake onto that tabletop. Allows Hayden Stevenson to unlap himself. All right, 2 minutes and a lap to go in this race. And Jacob Hubbard trying to get his second career 450 Supercross win. Can he do it? The whoops are beat down pretty good, so very cleanly through those. It's more about these ruts coming out of the corners. It just takes one wrong catch of a rut to get kicked over the bars, and disaster for his chances at winning this race. But it's a minute and a half to go. Probably 3 laps to go would be my bet on this. Unless he has a disaster lap here. Don't foresee the white flag coming out. Spencer Turley from Arkansas. Hey, iMoto subbing up with his Prime sub again, getting rid of the stupid ads. And you guys can too if you have Amazon Prime over on Twitch. You can sub for free to one person with your Amazon Prime subscription. And it helps me out if you do it with my account, because you guys are hanging out here. Appreciate the support. Over 500 viewers again this week. Awesome to see the support as Hubbard misses the inside rut in the sand, but that's okay. All right, 19:12 on the clock. So yes, indeed, it is down to 2 laps to go for Jacob Hubbard to try to win this race. Seabolt's got it down to 7 flat. 52.2 last time by, 53.2 for Hubbard out front. But remember, Shirley is still pushing Seabolt, which is why Seabolt... and look at this. Hubbard's down with lappers, and one of them was his teammate, Braden Carter. He's going to pick it up just as Seabolt gets there, and the battle for the lead is on. Seabolt goes to the race lead. Hubbard back to second, and those lappers are still there fighting each other. Hubbard jumps to the top of the berm. More lap traffic down. Hubbard thought of an inside move on Seabolt, but backs out of the challenge. And it's these two because Shirley made another mistake. Oh, Hubbard bounced out of that rut awkwardly, but then Seabolt cased the triple. White flag coming out. Oh my gosh, 2 guys that haven't won races in so long, and they both won it. Hubbard might go for it right here. No, backs out of it. and tucks in behind. Do they both go inside here? They do. I think Hubbard maybe thought that could have been his chance too. Over table 3. 3 into the corner. This will be a critical line right here. Stepping onto the table and off. Seabolt makes a mistake. He's down, but Hubbard has to cut the track to go by. Seabolt gets up. So now it's Hubbard leading 2.6 seconds, but he did cut some of the track. So he will have penalties. Our rider's going down. Seabolt's got to be careful. Someone just launched the berm. That was T-Burns. Hubbard through the whoops clean. It's got to get this triple in the Supercross triple clean. We'll have to wait for penalties for sure, but it's been a long, almost 3-year wait. Jacob Hubbard is going to take the win at home. Detroit belongs to Jacob Hubbard. Seabolt second, 3.2 back. We will wait and see. Shirley third. Luke Sullivan fourth. Frank Jackson rounds out the top 5. Eaglin gets all the way to 6th. We'll have to see how that shakes down in the championship picture as Xander Brion tees up Tanner Rogers and John Heilman gets them both. Seth Carr ends up 8th. Castellaneta getting sideways trying to get 9th. Brion, I think, no, Rogers is trying to take it. Where is Brion? A lap down. So Castellaneta versus Rogers. This could be Castellaneta. Then Rogers, Hall, Leclerc, and Carter in a death battle for 12th. Goes to Leclerc by a nose and cuts her in, and it is confirmed. Jacob Hubbard has won this race. The Michigan native gets it done on home soil for his second career 450SX victory, and he becomes the 4th different winner in 2025. Big ups to the 78. Many congratulations. What a race. What a ride. And Carter ends up in 12th with Eaglin in 6th. So yes, Carter has a 2-point championship lead over Colby Eaglin after the dust settles. Wow. What a race. That was fun. That was awesome. Love to see a win like that. Could have gone to either one of those guys. Seabolt up there as well, but obviously it is Hubbard who ends up on top at the end of the night. A race winner once again in MotoOption Supercross, and I know that was a long time coming for him to get back to that spot, so many congratulations to him. What a night of racing. So much fun. Johnny Pedani gets the job done in 250 East. Jacob Hubbard wins in the 450 class. Yeah, we all had that on our docket tonight coming into this evening. Red plate holders having rough nights. Ben Arona doesn't make the main. Braden Carter ends up in P12 and now has a 2-point championship lead over Colby Eaglin. So that is it. Done and dusted. Round 6 of MotoOption Supercross is complete. And man, this is going to be a fun 450 championship if Braden Carter is going to keep being inconsistent, which he was tonight. And he's got to do it next week again at Arlington, which I think is a Triple Crown, if I'm not mistaken. So even more fun to be had there. And of course, Colby Eaglin, very good at Triple Crowns, won the Triple Crown at Glendale 2 weeks ago. So we'll see what happens then and there. Want to give a big thanks, of course, to RaceFactorGaming.com, the Race Factor Gaming track crew, for all the work that they put in behind the scenes to make this track come to life and make this race series come to life for you guys. Big shout out, of course, to MotoOption Clothing, all the sponsors that back the series, Philski and Snowboard, Race Tech Suspension, everyone else behind the scenes, MXS Lobby, of course, I know MXS Battlegrounds also hosting some of the servers, and everyone else that makes the series happen. Big shout out to all you guys for that as well. Thanks everyone for tuning in to round 6 of MotoOption Supercross. We will be back next week for the Triple Crown in Arlington. Can't wait to see you guys there, but I'm going to send you guys on your way for now. Enjoy the racing this weekend in Detroit, and we'll see you guys next week. So long for now.